welcome you into this week's edition of the Get Your Geek On podcast for the week of September 8th, 2017. We, as always, are your hosts, Chuck Hewatts,
Robert Tokes.
And you might notice Anthony Arsenio is missing for the first part of this episode, but fret not, my friends, he will arrive later. But we have a great guest to bring on right away here, guys. You know that we like to do our Artist Spotlight segments where we try to do some great interviews with some great creators out there. And we have none other than writer for Screen Junkies Honest Trailers. Joe Starr is in the house, people. Joe, are you with us?
I'm here.
Joe, thank you so much, first of all, for coming on the show. We're absolutely huge fan of everything you guys do over at Honest Trailers. Been fans since almost day one. I think I came on it like
I really appreciate the Screen Junkies site. A lot of you work with a lot of YouTube content creators. Katie Wilson, Andre, Black Nerd Comedy. But particularly, I know the main thing is like the Honest Trailers are by far awesome. It's just awesome. The writing, everything that you guys do.
He's a little starstruck.
I am truly starstruck by this.
Joe starstruck here.
I'm really sort of fortunate to be a part of it. I've come on a little later, and I'm still kind of getting used to people caring about something that I do myself. So thank you.
So Joe, tell us a little bit about that. I mean, how did you actually get started? Were you with Screen Junkies first, or did you come right on with Honest Trailers? How did that come about?
No, I honestly have to admit, like, the internet film world was something I had to learn about after coming in. Mm-hmm. I'm a comedian in Los Angeles, and I perform with Hal Rudnick a lot, who's the host of the Screen Junkies show here. And he produces a show here in town called The Tournament of Nerds, which is this batshit crazy show where everyone performs as different characters, and it's like a tournament bracket style thing. So it's like you might have Gandalf arguing against Batman, and it's just
I've seen that.
Oh, it's so bonkers. Like the last time I was on it, I was the Green Ranger, and I think it was me versus Wilford Brimley from the Ewok movie, and it's insane. So they were looking for a writer to add to the team, and Hal dropped my name, which I'm immensely thankful for. So I called in sick to the day job I was working for a couple of days, and kind of came in and worked with them on the Aladdin Honest trailer. And eventually everybody just kind of decided it was a good fit. And
that was so awesome, by the way. I love that trailer.
That's great. It's absolutely incredible what you guys do there. Now, tell us a little bit about how the team is made up. Like, do you work in shifts on doing different episodes, or does everybody kind of have an input?
So the core Honest Trailers team is Andy Signor, Dan, and Spencer. Spencer's our head writer. Dan is sort of our MacGyver producer. Andy sort of oversees the whole thing, and then we have a really fantastic editing team, TJ and Kevin, who are just killer and turn these things around so quick for us. And then, of course, the epic voice, John Bailey.
John Bailey. So typically, on a typical week, like, we'll all watch the movie. I'll write a draft. It'll go to Spencer. Spencer will pop it back to me. I'll do another draft. Then it'll go to Spencer. Spencer will sort of write a draft based on that. Then we'll all do notes together. And then eventually it, goes to John to record. They're usually done in about a week or a week and a half. That's an incredible turnover. Now, that's one of the things I did want to talk about. Now, you guys do try to stay topical with a lot of your trailer releases, but then all of a sudden you'll just come out of left field with some of these ones that we were never expecting. So how did that decision get made?
I want to talk, because you guys did recently did kind of a tournament countdown of your top 4 over the summer, and I enjoyed that immensely. I also know that John does stuff for Smosh Games, and does kind of the epic stuff for him on that one. So usually I know when I see one for you guys, Smosh Gaming drops Honest Game trailers sometime there afterwards, or vice versa. But again, the thought process that you put into this, and particularly the writing is really, really good.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about how you guys choose what trailers you're actually going to do.
So the boring answer is there's, a lot of, we got to line it up with what's coming out or what's dropping so that people will watch them, which is, I wish there was a sexy answer. That wasn't just, you
got to stay topical.
We choose what you'll click on. Because there are some that we really love, but, they go slower. Face Off. We love the Face Off trailer. We loved getting to do an Honest trailer for Face Off, but you have to look at the numbers, and that one's a grower, not a shower, I guess. Yeah. Compared to Kong that we did last week, which
Kong got picked up by a lot of different websites and stuff, more so than the usual posts like comicbook.com. We usually get it and stuff like that. But I saw Hollywood Reporter had actually shared the Kong one.
Yeah, I was really surprised. And even some sites like Birth Movies Death and stuff like that, who I love a lot of the writers over there, but usually they wouldn't share an Honest trailer. So that was really, really cool.
Now, you guys, we've seen a few different Honest trailers where the directors actually get to sit in and you guys go over the trailers with them. Now, tell us a little bit of what it's like. Is it nerve-wracking for you guys when you know that you're going to have one of these moments where the director's going to be sitting down and was there any that you're really hesitant about, or do you guys think it's a fun experience?
I mean, specifically with the Kong trailer, because there's that whole breaking of the fourth wall at one point in time with the director. Just kind of, for me, it just broke. I was like, what? I'm sorry, what now? And you guys have kind of been doing that a lot recently, over the last year at least.
Yeah, so with Jordan working on Kong, it was a little different because we started talking to him about that in July, because he had done an interview with us at Comic-Con, and we were kind of like, well, come on board. And it's always been one of Andy's goals to have a director do the Honest trailer with us for the property. So that was a really big sort of bucket list thing for him for the show. And it was really cool that Jordan was just sort of like, yeah, I'm on board. We did a really kind of funny to me phone call, initial phone call with him in the writer's room, where we were like, well, it wasn't even written yet, but we were like, here's our pitches. And it was just basically a list of, here's what we're going to make fun of your movie about. And he was like, yeah, okay. That one could be stronger. I'll give you better dirt on that. It was just that was really weird. But no, he was great to work with, and it was really fun making a Kong shrine room for him to hang out in. And
because that just seemed like he was sitting in his office, and he's just you're looking at him. He's got the long beard, and it's just it's Ted Kaczynski-esque, and it's let me tell you what's really wrong. Helicopters.
We printed off a bunch of posters on our office printer, and I think later on there was someone trying to print something actually important, and there was no toner left. But no, he was great. And then the stuff he sent us, we were legitimately like, Jesus, dude, this is okay. This is where we're gonna go with your movie, because I mean he was brutal to it, because we stay honest, and people are always like, I can't believe you were so mean to this movie I love, or so hard, or you went so light on that piece of dog shit. But it's Kong was fun, and those are the hard ones to write a trailer on, honestly. If Jordan hadn't expressed interest in doing it, we probably would have skipped it, because what do you say? You're like, well, that was fun. Here's some nitpicks, I guess. But
I have to tell you, I have had trepidations when it comes to watching certain Honest trailers, because I love the movies so much. I cannot tell you how long it took me to watch the Harry Potter ones, just because I'm such a fan. So I go in there and I'm just like, oh, are they going to ruin this movie for me? Are they going to Indiana Jones me? They're useless to the plot. But one of the things that I do love is that doing these, you guys have done obviously so many Honest trailers, so I know you have to have a favorite and a least favorite when it comes to this. Now, we're not trying to get you fired, so don't trash anything too bad, but tell us a little bit about your best and worst Honest trailers that you've been a part of.
So my favorite thing we've done, which I'm not trying to give you a fake answer.
Be real with us, man.
I'll talk actual trailers. My favorite thing we've done was the Emmy theme songs that we just did.
Incredible.
With Bolton and
yeah. I'm going to ask you about that too.
Okay, yeah, it's weird because we've all decided that I think we're done trying to predict what will do well on the internet.
Yeah.
Because you're like, okay, we got all of these amazing singers. We wrote these insane songs. This is going to crush. We don't even have to make anything the rest of the year. Because this is going to steamroll. That's how it was in my head, where I was just like, this will be 10 million views in a day. It has to be. It has to be.
Yeah.
And then just it did fine. It did fine.
Yeah.
So that was weird. That's my favorite thing we've done. I think I'm really proud of that. Not to stay on the Bolton train, but I really love the Willy Wonka trailer.
Yeah. That is what I want to go into is in terms of this one. When you guys did last year the Honest trailer for Deadpool and had Ryan Reynolds do that seemed to break your normal tradition. Because then Michael Bolton shows up for the Willy Wonka one, and I'm like, what? And he starts, it's like, oompa loompa doopa, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how did this happen? How did that come about?
So that was a weird, like, happy accident, because I can't remember who we were trying to get to do it now, but we were trying to get someone else to do it. And their rep was like, well, they can't do it, but Michael Bolton can. And we were like, okay. And Andy is legit, like, a huge Michael Bolton fan. Like, he grew up, like, making Michael Bolton music videos.
I became a Bolton fan because of The Lonely Island. Like, his comedy stuff's been incredible.
And, he had done the Lonely Island stuff. And so we were like, is it too weird? Like, can we make that logically, or is it too big of a jump to just be like, here's our Willy Wonka Honest Trailer, and then also here's Michael Bolton singing songs. So I think we were just kind of like, you know what, let's go for it. And it turned out great. I love that one. Pure Imagination is probably one of my favorite movie songs.
Now, I gotta tell you here, I gotta love the comment that you went back a couple minutes ago where you said this one will be 10 million views in a day. Just keep in mind that you're talking to us lowly peasants. We got almost 100,000 views last week, and we're over here like, this is incredible. So you guys are shooting for the moon already. We're just looking at the stars.
Shooting for the moon.
But
it's like.
Oh, sorry, go right ahead.
You're like, oh, I made like this amazingly nostalgic Stranger Theme song, and it's incredible. And then you're like, here it is, world, and the world kind of goes, eh.
It's so hard to tell what's going to be big on the internet because I feel like it changes literally by the hour. Like, you don't have that.
No, it's like, and also, I mean, I realize it's probably hard. You guys have to kind of think about like what you're writing because particularly with some of the stuff that's going on YouTube right now, words can get you in trouble. How your usage of words can get you in trouble, and you don't want to get flagged by the YouTube heroes or anybody like that.
Nancy Great comedy, can it go too far?
Sure.
But
well, when you talk about that too, even without like sort of policing, on any given day, we're Marvel lovers who hate DC and screw us. But also that same day, we're DC lovers that crap on Marvel and screw us. So it's like you kind of can't win,
We're a diehard DC show, but we have Marvel tendencies, I like to say.
Marvel tendencies.
But now, you talked about
Emmys. You're more curious.
There you go. You talked about the Emmys, and we absolutely love what you guys did with those theme songs. Now, we're headed into Oscar season. So can you tell us, do you guys kind of have any plans for that? Is there anything we can expect from Honest Trailers for the Oscars?
I mean, I'm assuming we'll probably do the nominees trailer again. That was, why do we start doing those? I don't remember why we started doing those now, the sort of Emmy nominees and Oscar nominees trailers. But I think they'll probably become an annual thing now. It's a really nice way for us to touch on a bunch of movies that we otherwise would never have done. Like, we would have never done a Manchester by the Sea Honest Trailer. But it's fun that we can do, like, a quick, 30-second.
Just fun fact for you, that was actually filmed right here in the town where we record the show here in Beverly.
Oh, yeah? No, I felt how sad and somber everything was over on that end. It just, emanated.
It's just all gray. It's like early 60s photos of Russia. But so now one of the things that we love here is that you guys do eviscerate people in these trailers. Now, I mean, The Kong's a great example, but do you guys think you've ever gone too far with a trailer? Has there ever been one where
has anybody come up to you and said, like, you've bumped into somebody somewhere, it's like, hey, man.
My dad worked on that movie, man.
Or like...
No,
it's
never
like
in person. No, normally the most hate we get is online from, like...
comments,
Joker and anime avatars mostly.
Yeah.
Are usually the ones that are really leaning into us. No one in person has ever been like, dude. I will say I think the earlier Honest Trailers were skewed a little meaner. But when I came on, my first drafts were like, okay, let's just start nuking these people. And the note I would always get from everyone was like, honest, not funny. Like, honest first, then funny. So, I don't think we go too hard on people anymore. Like, we've been a little mean to Brett Ratner. And a little mean to Michael.
Deservedly so, yeah. Deservedly so.
Now, on the
X-Men 3.
Oh, come on, man. I can't even know. That movie is like a deep family repressed memory. Like, I don't even like to bring that up.
Remember, they fixed it. Days of Futures Past fixed everything.
Now, on
J.J.
the
Abrams, that
polar
stuff.
opposite end of that scale, is there any trailers that you guys think that you weren't harsh enough? Is there any that you're like, oh, the moment it posted, you thought of an extra dig or that one clean line, that gut punch that would have put it over the top?
I wasn't here yet, but everyone seems to feel like Age of Ultron. We went real easy on Age of Ultron. I think we went real easy on Rogue One.
Ooh,
Too easy on Rogue One. That's one of the ones I was actually going to bring up.
But that's sort of the thing in the room where we're not always, kind of one mind and sort of have to figure out sort of what the best take's going to be and still kind of not necessarily please everyone in the room, but like when I first started one of my first solo trailers, because it was the holidays and everyone had left, and was The Martian, and I had just started.
Wait, you did The Martian one?
Yeah,
that's dude, that's awesome.
Oh, thank you. But it was like I just had Dan and Andy for feedback, and Dan liked it and Andy hated it. So I was just like the new guy that was like, please don't fire me. And so I would give a draft to Andy and be like, you're going so easy on this. Then I'd mean it up, and Dan would look at it and be like, wow, this is like really harsh. And I was like, oh my God, I just want my job. So yeah, it's like you sort of got to find that happy median.
Now, you've done The Martian. Can you tell us a little bit more about some of the other episodes that you've had a hand in? So that our fans here can go and rewatch those episodes.
Yeah, I've written on all of them since Terminator Genesis was my first official one, as an official part of the team. And then, yeah, we've all sort of got our hands on all of them. Every now and then, just because of the way scheduling works, Spencer might handle one and I might handle one, so he won't touch that one and I won't touch the other one. I can't... Honestly, these become such a blur, I can't remember any like good examples of that. But then it is funny because every now and then you'll see an internet comment where it's like, ugh, I hated this trailer. Like, this one just like stinks like Joe Starr wrote it. And it's like, well, I didn't touch that one. Or it's like, please tell me the jokes that stink like me.
No, it's absolutely incredible. I didn't realize that you had your hand in that many of them, which is just really, really cool to see. Now, is there any movies that you're really hoping that you guys can get done? Is there any that, like, it may be an older movie, it's not as topical, but you guys might feel that you got to have a wish list?
Yeah, I really want to do the Blade trilogy.
Please tear Trinity apart. Please, for all of us.
Because we always try to do like a big like con exclusive, for Comic-Con and stuff like that, and that's always the one I pitch first. Is doing the Blade trilogy. I'd like to do Honest Kurt Russell. I don't know what that means yet exactly. Maybe it's
Snake,
like
Snake
Plissken. Snake Plissken, Jack Burton.
Yeah,
and like because I don't see us ever doing like just a trailer for like say Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah,
but like a bigger like here's Honest.
You could do it though. I mean, that movie in itself is just. I remember watching that as a kid, and it's like, oh, this is so awesome, and it still holds up today. But I'd love to see somebody. You're looking at Escape from New York, Escape from Los Angeles, Stargate. Tombstone, not Bird on a Wire, Overboard. I mean, like all of his.
Yeah. I would like to do that one. My Big Trouble trailer, I probably couldn't write because my Big Trouble trailer would probably just be like, "This is the best movie. You should watch it."
Here's my little elevator pitch for you. You ever want to break the internet with a Comic-Con special, you guys should cross over with How It Should Have Ended and be like, honestly, how it should have ended.
We've done and I don't know if we'll drop them on YouTube or not, but we did a series with them when we were still doing Screen Junkies Plus called After Credits.
Oh, wow.
Which is animated like post-credit scenes. Yeah. And there's a few of them on their channel.
Yeah, I've seen it.
But those have been... I'm really hoping they go to YouTube at some point because those have been like our opportunity to just get like really weird because there's no real structure or anything like that. That was I wrote one for Jurassic World that was two dinosaurs falling in love and having sex with each other. And that was one of the first times where like I think Andy and I had to really look at each other and he was like, okay, I'm going to trust you. That this weird thing will work. And so there's a bunch of those that are just super weird, and I have a special place in my heart for them.
It's great to
So hopefully they see the light of day.
Now, one of the things that we do love is, for example, like we go big into the CW shows here, and Flash, for example, has a formula for every episode where they want to have equal parts heart, humor, and spectacle. Now, do you guys feel like there's some sort of formula or guidelines that you guys want to follow for every single episode, or do you guys kind of just wing it and go with the strengths and weaknesses of the movie?
It depends, I think. I mean, there's definitely a structure that we follow. If you watch the Memento Honest trailer that like puts our structure backwards, I think it makes our structure for our show a lot more obvious and clear. But basically, it's sort of on any given episode, you sort of have your funny like trailer set up from the director of and the blah blah blah. But then you go real general overall, and then it just funnels down until you've gotten to like complaining about the weird shoes someone might be wearing. So it's like really big picture, and then narrow down, and then puns. Is basically the structure.
Let me ask you a question. Just how much of your writing is based on of what John Bailey does for that? Because it's like, are you gotta come and go into the meeting? Are you writing for John? Or are you writing for yourselves to get the most out of John?
I think it's a mix. Because sometimes we know, John will be able to knock out this line reading. There has to be a boobs every now and then. Yeah, exactly. But then I think we have fun pushing him sometimes. Like John, I think he's gotten used to it now, but there was a while where he was like, "Why are you making me sing again? Please stop making me do this." And so there were some fun times where it was like, "Oh, here's more song lyrics for John." And every now and then, I think when we just throw him something really weird, he like really, really shines.
Incredible. I love it. Now, before we get you out of here, Joe, we like to do something with all of our guests that we call the Geek Speed Round. It's basically just a couple quick decisions of some characters, some comic property, stuff like that. It's just for our fans to be able to feel out your geek cred a little bit. So
okay, got it.
If you don't mind, so it's just going to be like a psychological test. The first answer that comes to mind, hit us with it. So here we go. All right, first one, Green Lantern or Nova Corps?
Nova Corps.
Oh, he's already wrong answered, man. Game over.
The helmets are cooler.
Yeah, just
Batman or Iron Man?
Batman.
Good decision. Spider-Man or Superman?
Spider-Man.
Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings?
Ooh, that's a Sophie. Lord of the Rings.
Good choice, my friend. Doctor Who or Battlestar Galactica?
That's an honest trailer
Battle-
I'd like to see you guys do. Just like pick
Doctor
apart
Who?
like a TV series. Doctor Who and Battlestar Galactica, the recent reboot.
We get a lot of Doctor Who requests. None of us have seen it, to be honest. But I'm
if you're ever going to do anything, do it with
Battlestar.
Matt Smith's Doctor. That you could rip apart so many of the storylines with that one. But all right, so moving on. Star Wars or Star Trek?
Wars.
That's the only acceptable answer. And we got 3 left here. Hellboy or Spawn?
Deep cut.
Hellboy.
Good ones here.
I just went back and I just reread the first like 6 Spawn comics and did not hold up well.
Yeah, the early 90s, it's very, very, very hard to reread those comics. But here we go. Coming into the final stretch here, X-Men or Fantastic Four?
X-Men.
All right, and the big one here.
Nice, X-Men.
Marvel movies or DC animated movies?
I think DC animated movies have kind of gone downhill a little bit. So I'm going to say Marvel movies.
There you go. That's a little bit of the geek bona fides here from our special guest, Joe Starr. Now, Joe, we know that you're into the comedy scene and stuff like that. So tell our fans where they can find you, how they can follow you, and what you want to put out there into the ether. This is your chance to plug yourself. So please, take it away, my friend.
Yeah. So you guys can follow me on Twitter, joestar187. I have a website, joestarclub.club. You can buy my stand-up album there, and I think I have a shirt on there.
We're huge stand-up fans here, so we're definitely going to be deep diving on your comedy as soon as this ends.
You guys will appreciate the album cover then, because it's the nerdiest thing ever produced.
That's awesome. So yeah, I mean, make sure you guys check him out on Twitter, check out the website. Obviously, go back and watch all the Honest trailers, starting with Terminator Genesis. Anything before that doesn't matter, because it's all about Joe Starr. So, Joe, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to come out here with us. Robert, any last words for Joe?
No, this is an awesome interview for me. It's a pleasure to talk to people who I like, content I like and produce.
We're huge fans here. We do this for geeks, by geeks. And Joe, we just want to thank you so much for taking the time out. If we could ever have you back on the show, we'd love it. You've been an amazing guest. But thank you so much, man. It means the world to have you on the show today.
Dude, my pleasure. Give me a call and we'll do it again.
Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, that has been Joe Starr of Honest Trailers. Check him out on Twitter at jstar187, Joe Starr 187. And then we're going to check out his website as well. We'll have all the links posted for you. That's going to wrap things up for the Artist Spotlight section of the Get Your Geek On this week. We're going to be coming right back with you with this week's full episode. But thanks again to Joe Starr from Screen Junkies Honest Trailers. Joe, it's been a pleasure. Hope you have a great week. And make sure you guys check out that Kong Honest Trailer that just dropped this week. Absolutely brutal. So thank you, Joe. We hope you have a good one.
You too, guys.